You're not afraid of being visible, but I'll bet that you're afraid of being truly witnessed. Because let's face it, visibility can be curated, but being witnessed, that's raw, unedited, and naked. And so we fear that, and we learn to polish ourselves. We shrink our truth into what's palatable for the world, and we call it being politically correct, professional, when it's actually self-abandonment, right? But here's the heartbreak that no one talks about. Every time you hide the truest part of you to stay safe, you abandon the very soul of your creativity, right? So this is not about branding the version of you that you present to the world. This is about your own self-betrayal, of not giving your true depth and voice to the world because you're afraid of what might happen. So if you're tired of being unseen, unfelt, and creatively unfulfilled, this is your fucking wake-up call. So in this video, we're gonna drop into the somatic lie of authenticity. We'll talk about why you've built that polished mask and version of yourself in the first place. Explore what it's costing you and how you can reclaim your deep connection to yourself. Because that is the place that you will give your gifts fully, resonate with the right people, have the most amplified impact, and live the fucking life that you crave. So if you're new here, my name's Kev. I just got a new microphone, and I'm an award-winning furniture designer who helps ambitious creatives get into their bodies, right? So let's explore the somatic lie of authenticity, because it's a buzzword. Everybody's chasing authenticity, but what most people call authentic is just a curated brand of relatability. If I give everyone the sort of PG version of me and I don't make a stand for anything that I'm deeply connected to, I just make it palatable and digestible for everyone, I don't have to risk being judged. So I'm going to create what everyone is most likely to like. We call that authenticity, but it's really safety. Maybe with a sprinkle of vulnerability, for the people that will post on their Instagram how they, just overcame the fear of being seen by posting about the fear of being seen. Whatever it is, right? I want you to consider that real authenticity doesn't just feel vulnerable, right? It's terrifying. It's exposing, right? So your truest self-expression is a nervous system expander. It comes from a place that's not just a creative act, but a somatic threshold that you are meeting in your body. So if your authenticity doesn't feel a little scary, you're holding back and you're hiding. And ideally, we get to a place where we are connected to ourselves to where that edge feels a little less and less daunting. But if there's not a little bit of fear there that you're not embracing, there's more aliveness that you can tap into, right? So why did you build the polished mask in the first place? You learned that the best way to survive and maintain connection was to be palatable, was to be the nice guy, the good girl, I'm not going to cause any problems to anyone, And of course, it's not hard to see that this stems from our childhood experiences, imprinting, cultural programming, school systems, our corporate culture, all of these things, because they reward conformity and they prioritize that over creativity, right? Because the more that you can stay in line and be a good boy and be a good girl, the more you will fuel their mission that likely is likely not sharing the same values in alignment as yours, to put it softly. So the polished version of you, it kept you safe, right? So we can give ourselves some grace there. It served a purpose, but now it's killing your creativity. So can you feel that part of you that's still afraid to be fully seen and open to it just a little bit more? Because the part of you that fears being seen is the part of you that desperately craves to be seen. What simultaneously scares the shit out of us, yet excites us, is exactly what we must do. That fear craves to be seen, and it's a paradox because the fear is being seen. But the longer you suppress that, keep it deep, keep it away from sunlight, the more it's going to cost you. So let's talk about the cost of hiding. Every time you dim your truth to be more acceptable, you unconsciously teach yourself that who you are isn't safe. This is the root of your burnout, your procrastination, all of your quote creative blocks. It's not about laziness. It's not about a lack of confidence or motivation. It's really about your nervous system not trusting that it's safe to be fully expressed. You can desperately want to go all in, right? But if you're terrified that all of you is too much or not enough, and you don't have the bandwidth to really stand in that and still take a step boldly anyways, your nervous system's just going to be like, red flag, don't do it. And you're going to listen because it's unconscious, because you've been editing yourself for so long. And so how this impacts your work is it might look good on the outside, but it will eventually be stripped more and more and more of the soul that once made your work so alive. And these creators are going to be the ones that suffer because things like AI now can make a facade of something so beautiful, yet feel sterile. And what is going to set you up to be wildly successful as a creative is the presence and depth that you imbue in your work. If you've been here for more than this video, you know I'm a broken record about talking about that. So let's explore how you can reclaim your connection to yourself. And it starts with reframing that you don't need to perform. It's not about being perfect. It's not about your performance. Nothing needs to be performative here. It's about transmitting. It's about the transmission of who you truly are, the essence of who you are in the work that you do, right? You don't need more polish. In fact, get the acetone out and take all the polish off, You need more presence, rawness, right? But of course, this is going to be edgy, so start small because it might blow your nervous system out of the water. So share one unfiltered truth and do it with people that you love. You can lead with something I don't want you to know about me is blank. Something I don't want you all to know about me is how I feared the responsibility of being seen for the first 27 years of my life, and it led me to abandon hundreds of projects that could have impacted the world. And I carry a tremendous amount of shame and guilt for not allowing myself to express those things. I don't want you to know that about me, but now you do, right? So create one thing at a time that feels that perfect amount of risky, but within one stride. Then feel how that expands you a little bit, Say the thing you're scared to say and stand in it. Don't retreat, stand in it. Breathe there and feel how you can create safety at that edge now, that depth. So what you're doing here is building safety in your body so that more of your truth can flow through you. And I don't mean your truth in the way of saying, this is my truth, rah, 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 rah. No. Your truth in regards to how you express yourself through your work. Because you don't ever need to tell anyone explicitly anything, let your work carry the transmission of you, right? You don't need to be ready, you just need to be real. So if you're ready to be real, I invite you all to check out the Embodied Creator Toolkit. That's going to be a great resource to connect you to your body and to give your gifts from that place of depth, rawness, and realness. But in the meantime, another great free resource is my newsletter and this YouTube channel. So please subscribe, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one. Ciao!